What is up, guys? Max with the Parlay Princes. We are back. UFC 312, aka an Apex card. I don't know what's going on here, guys. This literally reminds me of Vegas 101, where half the card is Contender Series or it's their first fight. This card, we got like 17 people from Road to the UFC. I absolutely hate this card from a betting standpoint. I'll always watch UFC. So that, from a fan standpoint, I don't care. From a betting standpoint, oh my dear Lord. How this is a pay-per-view is beyond me, guys, but we're going to dive in real quick. If it's your first time watching, subscribe, like, and comment below, guys, in case you feel like I missed anything. If you guys have one lock, drop your lock, and then drop like a super sketchy 3-leg parlay. Do something like that, guys. Let's start it up. Can I get these names right? Holy Jesus. Park, Hyun Sung, and Nyamjargal, Tumendemeral. Oh my God. All right, guys, we got some FOIA notes here. This took me 7 hours. Let me read the notes. We got Park, who's 9-0. We're going to call him Nye. Nye is 8-1. This guy has 46 letters in his first and last name. That's like the entire alphabet. This guy swept the alphabet with his name. So we got Park is 3 years older at 29 and 5 inches less of reach. I always like to include that because the reach does matter. If it's an advantage, we don't know they have to use their reach. Both guys are road to the UFC. So fade them. If you're an OG here, you know how I feel about road to the UFC. No offense, but even anyone that fights from Asia, because they only fight each other. It's like Chinaman versus Chinaman. Again, I love all my races here. When it comes to betting on sports, I fade anyone from Asia. The issue here is they're both from Asia, both from road to UFC. Damn it. So we got to skip this fight overall, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Park, 4 KOs, 4 subs, 1 decision. Both guys are well-rounded, but Park is definitely the better fighter here. Again, when I say well-rounded, this is MMA. I want to see you guys good on the ground, good standing. These guys both, for the most part, have that. Very well-rounded, but hasn't fought in 15 months. Always got to add that, because who knows what kind of Park you're going to get. And I believe that was due to a knee injury as well. That's why he's been out for so long. He KO'd Shannon Ross last, but Ross is not him, guys. Ross went 0-4 in the UFC, including Dana White Contender Series. So this guy, anything with the name UFC on it, he got starched. Park is on an 8-fight finish streak, but against guys that are from Asia. And then also include Shannon Ross in that picture. So, again, he's not out there defeating people from Brazil, Portugal, fought a guy from the U.S. It's just strictly people from Asia. And again, he has a knee injury. Well, that's fixed apparently. And only beat Ross. So it's like the roughest lineup you could possibly think of. And then to add on top of that, he's a minus 220. Sketchy stuff for the gang. And now it gets sketchier. My guy Nye has 2 KOs, 5 subs, 1 decision. This guy's exactly the same as Park for the most part as far as styles go. And again, a lot of finishes against people from Asia. And then he fought in the UFC once and lost to Carlos Hernandez, who's 3-3 in the UFC and isn't the highest level. He'll be a prospect killer. That's really it. Let's see. He's better on the ground than Park. I will say that. He just has to avoid the striking, which is going to be rough. Again, Park has been off for 15 months. Who's going to show up? That's what came down to my picks. I forgot to give a whole speech about my picks last week, guys. I went 10-1. A lot of my picks were literally who's going to show up that night. So even Oliveira versus Saeed, I got Oliveira right. That's because he just showed up. You know? Same thing with MVP. I just feel like Shara didn't show up that night. So some of my picks were just lucky in that sense. The first fight was a robbery too, a Hamdi. So It's one of those. Who shows up for this fight, guys? And I don't know who to pick here. In my eyes, like, I'm going to give a percentage of who I think wins, too. So it's going to be like, I think Park's going to win, but it's 55-45 for Park. So I don't think it's like, 75% chance Park winning. So when it comes to those, like, super close ones, 55-45, it's basically 50-50. I saw someone say dog or pass on this one. I'm like, bro, how are you going to bet based on that? But then after diving in, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense, dog or pass. Don't bet your house on the dog here, on my guy Nye. But we did just see Nye 2 months ago, even though he lost. Park has that one UFC win, but again, it's Shannon Ross, who went 0-4. It's not even like, oh, this guy's got more. He doesn't even have more UFC experience because Nye's already been in the UFC. He just lost that shit. My pick is Park, like I said, guys, but I'm not super confident in that. They're very similar fight styles. Even their body stats, like height, reach, all that stuff was very similar as well. Was there any difference when I read that off in the beginning? 5 inches less of reach for Park. That is interesting. So again, I'm not super confident in this. My pick is Park as of now, but oh my God. Next, we got Quillan, Salkilld, and Anshul, Jubli. Salkilld is, we'll first say, 7-1 for Salkilld, 7-1 for Jubli. Someone's one has to go. I don't know here. Salkilld is 5 years younger at 25, 3 inches in height at 63. 6'3", 6 inches of reach. So this guy's killing it on all aspects. 5 years younger, 3 inches of height, 6 inches of reach. Salkilld is the better MMA fighter here overall. Jubli, as we know, is just better on the ground. We're going to dive into Jubli in a second. Better striking offense and defense and solid on the ground for my guy Salkilld. If I'm saying that right, who knows? He's got 2 KOs, 3 subs, 2 decisions. I love to go over those stats with you guys for each fighter just so we know what we're dealing with here. No UFC fights, 1 Contender Series win by unanimous decision in September against Gage Young. My issue is looking at the people that Young has beat is very rough. So he beat a guy in the Contender Series. If you look at Young's past couple fights, it's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. I think I labeled who. Yeah, some of these records are atrocious here. He's beat guys who are 5-5 and 2-7 before getting his Dana White Contender Series shot. How they find these guys, I don't know. So Salkilld went the distance with a guy who was a KO artist and fights low-level competition. That is very scary to me, what I just covered. He's the better MMA fighter, but don't let the odds fool you here. The minus 550 is pretty insane. Jubli, I think, wins his fight 3 out of 10 times. So minus 550 on my guy Salkilld is insane. We'll talk about Jubli. Jubli has 2 KOs, 1 sub, and 4 decisions. He's definitely fought the better competition. And if it goes the distance, he usually gets unanimous decision. So that is something to think about as well. In the UFC, he beat Jekka on the ground with the ground and pound, as you should. Lucas Alexander, what happened? Got chinned by him. Lost to Mike Breeden 15 months ago by KO in round 3. That's pretty atrocious. And that's my main issue here, guys. We haven't seen him recently either. He's been out for a hot minute, and we don't know what we're going to get. I hate betting on fighters when they've been out for so long. And Breeden is not even in the UFC anymore. Breeden went 1-3 in the UFC and only beat Jubli. He got KO'd by McKinney in a minute and a half. Like, that's who we're dealing with here with Breeden. I'm sorry, all my Indian brothers. I have 4% Indian audience. I want to pick Jubli, but I got to bet with my head on this one, not my heart. I got to go Salkilld, guys. I got to go Salkilld. The odds are on crack, though, I will say that. Minus 550 is insanity. We're going to try and find some better props for you guys. That's why definitely check out my props video section. Last week, I spazzed on that, too. I went 10-1 on picks, and my prop section went crazy. It usually goes crazy. My prop section, I've only been doing it since UFC Tampa. My prop section has been going crazy. So most fights, I'll pick like 7 props that stand out. Worst case, I'll get like 2 of them wrong. A lot of the times I either get 1 wrong or I get them all right. So on Fridays, check out my props video section as well. The OGs know. Yeah, I'm expecting a finish in this, guys. I kind of like fight to not go the distance in case for whatever psychopathic reason Jubli locks in the sub or gets KO'd. Either one hits. The size, age, reach are all an uphill battle for Jubli, like we said in the beginning. And I just got to go with the more violent guy here. It's like I have it at 70-30 for Salkilld. So 30% Jubli wins, 70% chance Salkilld wins. Next fight, we got Jonathan Micallef and Kevin Jousset. Jonathan Micallef is 7-1. Jousset is 10-3. Jousset is 2 inches taller at 6'2", but has 2 inches less of reach, which I would have liked for Jousset to have the reach advantage here, being that he's more of the striker. He's 6 years older as well at 31. This is Jousset we're talking about. One thing that stands out to me insanely, there are reasons for this, but 7.73 significant strikes landed for Jousset and only 0.33 landed for Micallef. But I'm assuming that's because he got a round 1 in Dana White Contender Series recently. He landed 1 significant strike and 1 takedown. So be careful. This guy landed 1 significant strike and 1 takedown. That just shows you like the level of competition he was fighting. But back to Jousset. He's got 4 KOs, 1 sub, 5 decision. He's a French kickboxer who trains at City Kickboxing. Although he's a striker as well, he gets good takedowns and uses the offense when is needed. He got a takedown on Song Kinong and Crosby and even sub Crosby in round 1, which actually did kind of surprise me. He got a sub in there. Landed 134 significant strikes on Quillan, which is demon as well. And his only loss in the UFC is to Brian Battle, but I'm okay with that. He was looking okay in round 1, and then Battle just put the gas on the pedal and just assaulted this man. He almost got a manslaughter case. Y'all thought the Butcher was gonna lose to a French dude? Nah, that was insane. Shout out my guy Battle, that was demon. And I forget who I picked. I'm sure I picked Brian Battle in that fight. I'm on the Battle hype train till further notice. Let's see what we got here for my guy. He's gone 5 rounds before 2 for Jousset, which is interesting. I believe 2 or 3 other times he's gone 5 rounds in other organizations. So we know the cardio is there if need be. And I like him here against a guy who's mainly trying to get it to the ground. I don't think my guy Jonathan's going to want to strike with Jousset. I just don't. Let's talk about Jonathan here. Am I saying his name right? Micallef. Micallef has 2 KOs, 3 subs, 2 decisions. He's from the Dana White Contender Series, like we said. He got the quick sub in round 1 against a guy named Ado. I believe that's how you say it. The issue with Ado is he just fought recently and lost that one too. So Ado is out of here. This last fight wasn't UFC, but just to show you, he did Contender Series, said, bet, I'll go back to my other shit, lost the other shit. I watched Micallef, his last fight real quick. I did some tape study, and it was just, he's got nasty stuff on the ground. It's just the guy he was fighting was so low level, and he almost got latched up in a guillotine too, I believe. So even though like he's very high level on the ground, that neck got snatched up for a second. Yeah, he was able to scramble out of that, but Ado the guy he was fighting in the Contender Series isn't good, bro. I'm sorry, just not good. So I gotta go with Jousset here, just being the more vet. Like, I think the odds make sense too. Is Jousset like a -200, -250? I'm okay with that. And if Jousset was in there in that Ado fight, it would just look so different, bro. The Ado thing was the fight IQ just wasn't there. My pick is Jousset. Like I said, more UFC experience. He's the vettier person here. Better overall MMA game, and he doesn't have bad takedown defense, so I'm okay with that. I just pray he understands this and treats the canvas like lava. I don't picture my guy Jonathan striking it out with Jousset. I just don't. I'm not mad at people picking Jonathan. It's just, he's nasty on the ground if he gets it there. But if not, bro, even if he does, I think Jousset gets up. So my pick is Jousset. I'm going 70-30. 70% Jousset, 30% chance for my guy Jonathan. I forget how you say his last name. Next fight, we got a crazy last name. Oh, that's not the next fight. We got Cody Steele, a.k.a. Superman. Where's my Cody Steele information here? Who the fuck is that? Cody Steele and my guy Zuhurang. I'm going to give a cranky breakdown here, guys, because we got more road to UFC mudda effers, and I'm not doing it, guys. I'm not doing it. 7-0 for Cody Steele, 25-6 for Zuhurang. On ESPN, all right, so ESPN, before you click on it, says Rongzhu. But then if you click on the actual link, it says Zuhurang. They flipped it. We're going to go with what the first one says, Rongzhu. Like I said, I'm not breaking this down. Both road to UFC guys. My pick is Steele. Rongzhu is ass. I don't know if that's a curse word. I'm trying not to curse anymore. That might be a curse. I don't have to bleep that. He's 24-31. What does that mean? He's 24. Okay, I'm sorry. He's 24 with 31 pro MMA fights. To me, this is Rongzhu who we're talking about. That is miles on the gas tank to the extreme. I don't see that as being crazy fight IQ. Again, like I said, these guys, not to be like, what do you mean new people? Not like these guys, Asian men, they only fight people from Asia. So 25-6 is sick, but I guarantee you there's no Brazilians he's fighting. So it's like, it's just miles on the tank for me. At 24 to have 31 pro MMA fights, you're out of your goddamn mind. That's like putting 70,000 miles on a car per year. I just can't do it. He lost by doctor stoppage to Chris Padilla. It's not even really that's just to throw that in there. Because again, the pick is Cody Steele, guys. Good striking, solid BJJ, 4-fight KO streak. Nice KO 4 months ago in the Dana White Contender Series in round 2. I'm just taking the more violent guy who's heavy-handed. It's 70-30 for me. I'm going Steele. The hands of Steele. Watch him lose aggressively. All right. Let me click on this next link. We can go into that was the early prelims, and now we got the prelims. This guy's got a crazy last name. His last name is Thicknesse. Oh my God, no wonder you have to fight. Imagine he has a sister and her last name is Thicknesse. She must get dogged. Hey, Thicknesse! Colby Thicknesse and Aleksandre Topuria. This is Topuria's younger brother. Topuria 5-1. Colby Thicknesse 7-0. Topuria was supposed to fight Cody Haddon, but now he's not. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, guys. My pick is Topuria. At first, I watched tape on Colby Thicknesse, sorry. And I was like, he's very well-rounded. Just in the sense that he tries everything. He's not just relying on his kicks, on his hands. He was shooting takedowns, wasn't getting any. He went like 1-6 on takedowns, but he got that one takedown. And then he got a sub from that. So, but it was against an Asian man. But then I watched tape on Topuria, and he just seems more demon. It's literally that simple. It's like the short, stocky guy that's well-rounded versus the tall, skinny guy that's well-rounded. I'm going to go with the short, stocky guy, but let's dive in a little bit. These guys are very early in their career, so we don't have a lot of stats on them either. Like if you go on ESPN, it's just blank for every stat. And then if you go on Tapology, they have a question mark next to Topuria's reach. Like, thanks a lot. Topuria's 4 years older at 29, 2 inches shorter at 5'9". This is a fun stat. Topuria is ranked 2,404th in Europe's pro MMA region. 2,400th. So lock it in, boys. He's got 3 KOs, 2 subs, and his only losses by KO back in 2015. The issue here is this guy has had 6 UFC fights. No, I'm sorry. Not 6 UFC fights. 6 MMA fights in the past 5 years. That's insanity. I believe he's been fighting for 10 years. If I'm not mistaken, he's been fighting for 10 years. Let me see if this thing will tell me on the fly. We're not doing it. Disregard that comment because I'm not looking it up. And the guys he's beaten are literally 1-9, 7-18, 0-3, 0-0, and 1-1. Those are their records. Terrifying. Hasn't fought in almost 2 years. He is very well-rounded, but this is insanity. Very well-rounded, but hasn't fought in 2 years. Absolutely hate that. Minus 425 doesn't really make sense to me either. I expect him to win this, but minus 425 is insanity. I trust my Georgian fighters on this one, but it's just insane. Like I said, looks very strong, short and stocky. Once he gets into the ground, I think he keeps it there too, which is interesting. But he's not afraid to use the hands either. Thicknesse is undefeated with 2 KOs, 2 subs, 3 decisions. He fights in Asia. He fights mainly Asian men, guys. I almost want to pick him for his activity because he fights very often. He fought 4 times in the last year, and he only became pro in 2020 and has had 7 fights since then. So that's what I like to see. I almost wanted to pick him for his activity. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like 4 fights in 2020. Sorry, 4 fights in 2024. And he won them all. But again, it's against Asian men. And like I said, after watching the tape, guys, I'm just going with Topuria. He seems like more of the finisher. I can't even say more. I guess you could say that. More violence. Thicknesse will like throw the kicks in there too, like kicks to the face. But they just seemed like very readable. Like he would knock my ass out, but they're still very readable. I'm going with the short and stocky guy in Topuria. Sketchy fight. I'm going 60-40 Topuria. 60% chance Topuria, 40% for my guy Thicknesse. Next, we got my girl Wang Cong. I can't even say her nickname because I'm trying not to curse. Against Bruna, Brazil. Wang Cong is 6-1. Bruna, Brazil 10-4-1. We have to mention off the bat that Bruna, Brazil is coming up to 125. Why? I don't know. But it's her first fight at flyweight, so we'll welcome her. Welcome, Bruna. Both girls are very similar in body stats, so like height, age, and reach, all basically identical. Southpaw versus orthodox, so I wonder if that's a blessing or curse for Cong with her striking. I was surprised by this too. Cong only has 2 KOs, 2 subs, 2 decisions. I was expecting that to say like 5 KOs. She also did beat Shevchenko. We have to mention that. That was like a bajillion years ago, but she's only had 2 UFC fights and spazzed in both of them. As we know, she got caught in her last fight. But we have to give her credit, guys, for like 12 minutes of that fight. I believe it was the 3rd round. For like 12 minutes of that, she was destroying her. Shout out my sponsor. Cancer. She got caught. And I kind of like that for her in a sense. Maybe it'll wake her up. Like, yeah, you're not James Bond out here. You're not Tomb Raider. Let's tighten up a bit. So again, I kind of like that for her. I like that loss. Because if she didn't get that, she would just be so confident, not training. But now she's like, oh, hell no. She's going to come with the Joker face paint. She's going to do the... She's going to say some crazy shit no one knows. Can't breathe. Like we said, suffer the consequences for just getting too relaxed in there. And I'm not mad at it. And she was lighting her up. That first fight, too, in the UFC, she spazzed with that 1-2. Crazy straight down the middle. And I just love her striking. She's the true Sean O'Malley. This is not a game here, people. This is the real Sean O'Malley. I guess we'll talk about Brazil. 3 KOs, 2 subs, 5 decisions. She has more UFC experience. Oh my God. She has more. Let me turn that off because that will destroy my entire life if that keeps going off for no reason. She has more UFC experience, but wins over people that are not very good. Molly McCann. Lost to Luma, and I'm okay with that. Luma. And lost to Denise Gomez by KO, which is not okay. I get it. She's a power puncher, but you should be able to avoid that. Not that I could, but still. And I think just Cong is a sniper, guys. If you get KO'd by Denise Gomes, I'm going to assume that Cong is going to snipe you too. She's not the power puncher. She's the sniper. So just like O'Malley, when she finds that shot, when she's ready, she connects, and we'll see what happens. I like the fact that she's not like Andrade, like just like wing. I like her like very stealth boxing, very stealth. I guess she's a kickboxer because she beat Shevchenko in kickboxing. And if she loses again, collectively we'll have a huge discussion about what we do with Wang Cong. For now, I'm gonna say keep her on the parlays. Again, if she loses, we'll have a group discussion here. But I got to go on 75% chance for Cong and 25 for Brazil. I got Wang Cong day and night for that one. Next fight, Tom Nolan and Borschev. I have never known how to say this guy's first name. Viacheslav. I know how to say that. We got that. God, I can't get this shit out my throat. No diddy. 8-1 for Tom Nolan. Borschev is 8-4-1. Nolan, 4 inches of height, 4 inches of reach, and 9 years younger at 24. So Nolan has everything in his favor. The age, the height, and the reach. Nah. Still there. Both guys are crazy strikers. And we got a southpaw versus orthodox. So it's going to be a unique one. This is a tough one kind of to call because the age is so crazy. 24 in Tom Nolan. 33 for Borschev. I usually like the older guys in this fight. But let's go over it a little bit, guys. Let's go over it. Nolan, 5 KOs, 3 decisions. And he's just kind of an enigma to me. Like, he's nasty, but his chin is just not there. He KOs Bogdan Grad in round 1. And Bogdan Grad is durable. Then he goes out there and gets KO'd by Moda. That's insane. And then he beat Victor Martinez, but he still gets dropped in that fight. I just can't pick Tom Nolan based off what I've saw. Like Borschev, I understand, got dog walked by the Catholic school fighter himself, Chase Hooper. And I get that, like, maybe you could see a hole in Borschev's game because of the takedowns, but that's Chase Hooper. We have to acknowledge that it's Chase Hooper. Like, he's going to do that to most people, especially now that he's like, Hooper's entering his like elite prime, guys. Get ready. I'm gonna be liking the bet on Chase Hooper a good amount. He got clipped a little bit his last fight. No, he didn't. Actually, never mind. That was against Clay Guida. I just don't like Tom Nolan's durability. Like, Borschev is the guy here. But let's go over this a little bit. I'm sorry. I gave my pick too early. Here we go. So, yeah, he beat Victor Martinez, but Martinez is kind of ass to me. He's 0-2 in the UFC and got KO'd by Jordan Levitt in round 1. So, the people that Tom Nolan is beating also get KO'd by Jordan Levitt in the first round. And then he took Alex Reyes to a decision, who's not high level at all. He's 0-3 in the UFC. So, I hate to do, like, MMA math on this one, but god damn. So basically the last 2 guys Tom Nolan has beat are 0-5 in the UFC. 0-5. Congratulations. Borschev, here we go. 6 KOs, 2 decisions. Russian kickboxer who can look very high level against the right person. I like how I worded that. He's high level against the right person. Isn't that how it works? He's 3-3 in the UFC, and his losses are to okay opposition. Mark DeCasey, Davis, and Chase Hooper. And we saw in that Chase Hooper loss that Borschev is kind of doggy as well. This guy had a knot on his head like this. He was like, I'm good. I'm good. He finally got subbed. Shout out my... This is horrendous. I think we're good now. We're in the clear. Shout out my guy Matty Betts, too. He had Chase Hooper KO that fight against Borschev. We were all like, what, are you losing your mind? I think Chase Hooper landed 100 significant strikes and Borschev landed 4. That was disgusting. But even Chase Hooper is going to give Tom Nolan problems. Like, don't you dare do that to me. Don't you do that to me. My pick is Borschev, just based off skill, guys. It's like, it's skill and durability, but just based off skill, I got to go Borschev. The age is a little scary to me. Who knows if Tom Nolan's really entering his prime? I don't personally think so, but Borschev might be exiting his shit. So, damn it, I cursed. So, yeah, my pick is Borschev, guys. Percentage-wise, I'm going to say like 60-40 Borschev. So, I still give Tom Nolan a chance, but it's not looking too hot. Jack Jenkins, Gabriel Santos. This one is tough for me, guys. 13-3 for Jenkins, 11-2 for Santos. Jenkins is 2 inches shorter at 5'9", with 2 inches less of reach, and is 3 years older at 31. So a lot of things against him there. 2 inches less of reach, height, and he's older, but not by much. I like Jenkins a lot, and I was pretty shocked when they had him at a plus 205. Mainly because I was like, yo, Gabriel Santos is the one that's going to put Jenkins at some crazy odds. Because Jenkins before has been like minus 400s, minus 500. So I was very surprised by this. I'm trying to bet based on the odds here either. I just think they're a little juiced. Jenkins, 6 KOs, 3 subs, 4 decisions. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, this one's hard for me, guys. This one's hard for me. No diddy. That sounded horrendous. My issue here is Jenkins has styled on people that are very low level. If you look back at them, it's just like they're not him. Herbert Burns. It took him over 10 minutes to finish Herbert Burns. Went split decision with Emmers, and a lot of people say he might have actually lost that one. He's got demon leg kicks. We can say that about Jenkins. He was looking good in the round 1 against Mariscal too, but then Mariscal finished him badly by, I think, dislocating his arm or something like that. The way he threw him on the ground, it just snapped his... I almost cursed, but I didn't. I like Jenkins' fight IQ in this. I will say that too. It's a tough one. Well, let's go over Santos. Santos has 3 KOs, 4 subs, 4 decision wins. He's 1-2 in the UFC and lost to David Onama in round 2 by KO. Lost to a split to Lerone Murphy. That's okay with me. He beat some random guy, Yiza, who was horrible. And my issue here is both Santos and Jenkins are well-rounded, which is hard for me to pick here. It's like, who shows up? Man, I guess the safer bet may be Jenkins to win a round, plus 3.5. If you guys don't have that option, I think I would just stay away from this and just watch this as a fan. That's my honest opinion. Some people are super high on Santos. I'm just not. He might be more well-rounded than Jenkins, but I think Jenkins' fight IQ is going to stand out. I believe he was winning the David Onama fight, Santos was, and then he just got starched in round 2. So it's the fight IQ for me. Chepe Mariscal is a demon too. So for you to get body slammed like that and lose by accident, he wasn't looking the best in round 2. I'm not going to lie. Jenkins was definitely was declining in round 2, but my pick right now is Jenkins. This is a close one, though. 55% chance for Jenkins, 45% chance for Santos. So it's basically pick your poison here. I don't think, worst case, I don't think Jenkins gets hit with a 30-27 or 27-30. I think he can at least win a round. So that plus 3.5, I would definitely look at it. That's been saving me a lot recently. MVP, Oliveira, Ziam, Jamal Pogues. There's been a lot of times where I've bet the plus 3.5 for them to just win a round, and it's worked out in our favor. So I like it. Now, guys, the main card. Again, if you haven't subbed, feel free to sub. I definitely appreciate that. And I'm here to sweep this card. This is not the card to try and sweep, but I'm here for it. I post almost all my betting slips in the members only section in YouTube. It's just me and my guy Shashwat in there. I got one member, so he'll randomly be like, yo, send me a parlay. It's a 5-leg plus 7. Like he'll tell me what to do and I'll just send it to him. So if you guys want to join the members only section, feel free to. Once we get like 10 people in there, I'll start going live for just y'all. We'll yap about the card. I go live almost every day too, so we'll talk about the card this week, obviously on a live stream. But here we go. Main card. Jake Matthews and Francisco Prado. Matthews is 20-7. Prado is 12-2. First thing to note is Prado's jumping up to 170. So we do have to mention that. This is Jake Matthews' weight class. Prado is 8 years younger at 22, 4 inches less of reach. So he's got the age on his side, but not the reach, which I kind of like for Matthews in that sense. Prado's more of the striker and has never gotten a takedown in his UFC career. He hasn't had many UFC fights, but he hasn't gotten a single TD, which could help him against Matthews. All of his wins come by finish. He's got 6 subs and 6 KOs. He's 1-2 in the UFC with a loss over Zellhuber, which is fair, and a loss to Malarkey, which is not fair. Those are 2 very different people, Malarkey and Zellhuber. I know Malarkey was his first UFC fight, but damn. And he hasn't fought in a year, which is terrifying. Matthews, on the other hand, we just saw 7 months ago when he beat Phil Rowe, which is an okay win. Phil Rowe, he's good, but the fight IQ isn't like top notch for me. Matthews been in the UFC for 11 years and has 20 fights in the organization. That's insane. He's got 5 KOs, 8 subs, 7 decisions. He's lost to some demons. Lost to Michael Morales. Lost to Sean Brady. Even though you lose those, I'm okay with that because those are very, very high-level fighters. And the Michael Morales one was pretty recent. I think it was his second to last fight. Lost unanimous decision, but he went the distance. So it's one of those fighters where I'm like, if you go the distance with them, you won in my eyes. Like, literally. That's how I feel about Michael Morales. This is a fight where I'm not scared of the miles. So even though we talked about him having 20 UFC fights, the miles don't scare me. Unlike that other guy who was 24 with like 800 fights already. Like, bro, calm down, gang. We get it. And I consider like these miles as more of veteran miles. So it's like it's a positive thing that he's had all these UFC fights. I do think Prado survives the full 15, and I gotta go with Matthews on this. I think Prado can maybe win a round, but even then, I don't feel too confident in the plus 3.5 in this one. Maybe as it gets closer, I'll see what other channels are saying, and I'll be like, guys, plus 3.5. Great. But for right now, I am going to go Matthews by points, and I'm going 60-40. So I'm going 60% Matthews, 40% Prado. I like it. Next fight, Jimmy Crute, Rodolfo Bellato. Horrible fight to predict, guys. It's it's a rough one. It's got Vegas 101 written all over it, this entire card. And 311. 311, we saw some crazy upsets. 12-4-1 for Jimmy Crute. Bellato is 12-2. And Crute is fresh out of retirement, guys. He pulled a Michael Jordan. He pulled a Lucas Tracy. Tracy was like, guys, I'm out of here. And then he was back 30 days every single day. Aggressive reverse retirement for Lucas Tracy. Both guys' body stats are dead even. And I don't know how they're both 28. I feel so old. Bellato looks like he could be anybody's uncle. How this guy's 28 is beyond me. He's got them RoboCop genes. RoboCop's like 32. Someone explain this to me. Crute, 5 KOs, 4 subs, 3 decisions. Crute is 2-4 in his last 6. And ever since that Smith loss, guys, I've just been off Crute. Ever since the Smith loss. I'll never forget that night either. That was the same night that Weidman broke his leg, snapped his leg. The same night Thug Rose head kicked Whaley. And the same night Usman slept Masvidal, where the sweat was like slow motioning off his face. Crazy night. The Smith loss wasn't really his fault. It's kind of like the Chito Vera and O'Malley, where he kicked his leg and his leg shut off. It was kind of like that in a sense. It was disgusting to watch because he was like trying to walk on it and his leg kept collapsing. I was like, stop walking. But Crute got KO'd by Hill, subbed by Menefield, and I think that's when he really called it quits. He's like, I'm done here. Fresh off retirement, but I kind of feel like this might be for a paycheck, so fade him. His last fight was about a year and a half ago, sorry. And we don't really know why he's back. We don't know why he's back, guys. Bellato isn't much better either, though. Hasn't fought in 15 months. God, how do you predict this stuff? 7 KOs, 4 subs, 2 decisions for Bellato. Only has 1 UFC fight where he KO'd Ihor. I believe it was in round 2. He was kind of getting clipped a few times by Ihor as well. And he got, this is where it gets funny. He got KO'd by my arch nemesis, Vitor Petrino, in the Dana White Contender Series. I thought that was bad. I looked back on his record some more. He got KO'd by Vitor Petrino again. 2 times. I believe his only 2 losses, his only 2 losses are Vitor Petrino. And the first time he KO'd him was 20 seconds in the fight. So the rematch was Dana White Contender Series for him to get his get back, and he got KO'd again. Vitor Petrino, you son of a gun. See how I didn't curse there? After doing more research on this match, guys, nothing makes sense here. I definitely feel like whoever loses gets cut. I will say that. I'm expecting more Bellato to win, but I really have nothing to back that up with. I think he's more durable, possibly get some takedowns, and just the fact that Jimmy Crute retired, I just have to go Bellato, but I'm doing a lot of MMA math on this one. I'm not going to lie. It's like 60-40 for me. 60% chance Bellato, 40% chance for my guy Crute, who I do like, but just after that Smith loss, bro, I was like, hell no. Hell no. Next, Justin Tafa. Man, this one, I gotta take a sip for this one. This one. Man, oh man. God kill me. Justin Tafa, Talison Teixeira. 7-4 for Tafa. Teixeira's 7-0. I don't even know if I should read these notes or if I just tell you straight up how I feel. We'll read some notes, but guys, this fight. This should 100% end round 1. I will say that. More because both their fight IQs. This is like the short bus fighting each other. Tafa is 6 years older, 7 inches shorter in reach, and 7 inches shorter in height, 9 inches less of reach. That's crazy. Arms are 9 inches shorter, height 7 inches shorter, and he's 6 years older. Everything against Tafa in that one. All Tafa's wins are by KO, all 7 of them. He's 4-4-1 in the UFC. He's beaten people like Lane, Porter, Hunsucker, and Adams. They're all buns. My issue with Tafa is he just waits too much for that counter shot. He's not a heavyweight sniper. He's like a bootleg Derek Lewis. I don't know how else to explain him. It's just like he's just standing there like waiting and just like it's. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, bro, just because of his fight style, I'm going with the guy who's got 9 inches of reach. But then watching Teixeira's last fight in the Contender Series, guys, watch that fight back. This guy got punched in the face so much. He has like no fight IQ or defense when it comes to striking. He has a little bit of offense and 0 defense. And so I was like, bro, I'm going Teixeira on this one. Tafa is just horrendous. But after watching Teixeira get punched in the face so much, if that was Tafa, the guy would be asleep already. So I pick flipped. I'm going to be honest. I was going Teixeira, guys. I am going Tafa, but let me explain why some more. Tafa does remind me of like a bootleg Tuivasa, and Tuivasa's been very horrendous recently, so it just shows you how low I think of Tafa. Not technical at all, just more of like a bar fight. But then after watching Teixeira stuff, he's in a bar fight too. That's why I say this has to end in round 1. If they got no distance at like minus 300, bro, like this is impossible. This goes a distance. This is not Rosenstruck and Pavlovich, where they're elite heavyweights that are taking their time and have strong fight IQ. This is like bottom of the barrel, bro. It's do I even want to read this anymore? Like I said, Teixeira is just ass and loves to get punched in the face. It's like his dream. We talked about the Dana White Contender Series fight. The guy he's fighting wasn't that good either. But somehow he's undefeated. He's undefeated, 6 KOs, 1 decision on a 4-fight round 1 KO streak. And based on his last fight, I don't know how he doesn't have any losses. It's mind-blowing. The chin is strong in this one, but it's going to crack soon, guys. And I think that Tafa could do it. Again, I was like, bro, I'm fading him at all costs. And then after diving in and watching some tape, I'm like, bro, the fight IQ is just gone. Yeah, I'm going 60-40. Nah, it's not even that close. I'm going 55-45. So 55% chance for Tafa, 45 for Teixeira. Basically 50-50 split for me. Horrendous fight. I expect to finish easily. 70% chance we see a round 1 finish. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is insane. I expect like Teixeira to bum rush him and then just get starched. It's that simple. Basically, what happened to Lane? What happened to Lane? Here we go, guys. Wei Li, co-main event for the belt. Wei Li and Tatiana Suarez. 25-3 for Wei Li, 11-0 for Suarez. And I'm going to be right off the bat saying you guys are funny. You guys are funny ones. I see everyone and their mother betting on Suarez. It's insane. How dare you? How dare you? The pick is Wei Li, guys, and we're going to dive in why. Only thing that stands out right off the bat is the body stats. 3 inches of reach for Suarez. Everything else is very similar. Wei Li, 11 KOs, 8 subs, 6 decisions. Her only 2 losses in the UFC are by Thug Rose. We just spoke about the Thug Rose head kick. That was insanity. One of my favorite head kicks to exist ever was Rose just like beep, 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 bink. And then Wei Li's like, what happened? And then she got the rematch and lost to Thug Rose again. She recently beat Joanna, Esparza, Lemos, and Jan. She looked amazing against Esparza and Lemos, but the Jan fight was a little scary to me. Jan was getting takedowns, was clipping her sometimes. Weili definitely won that fight, but there was moments where I was like, please, God, let this fight end. Damn, when Weili fought Lemos and it went the distance, my last leg on my parlay was Weili KO sub, $50 to win $25. It was a free bet. Free 25 to win 800. And I just needed Weili to get a finish, and she didn't. I was sick. But I do love her style. She's very bouncy on the feet. I'm not going to say like MVP, but like you get the idea. She's not standing still. Neither is Suarez, but I just like her well-roundedness. Like Suarez, you can say is well-rounded too, but we understand Suarez is really just trying to get this to the ground, as where Weili is safe most places. So I do like that for Weili. I think she's going to be the stronger, not the bigger girl, but she'll be the stronger girl in there. I just love that bounciness she has. Bounce. So Suarez, 2 KOs, 5 subs, 3 decisions. Her sub against Andrade was not it. This is how people word it. She subbed up Andrade, an ex-champ. Bro, Andrade looked like garbage in that fight. Oh my God. Somebody watch back Andrade and Suarez. It's only like a 7-minute fight. The fight IQ is just not there. It's not there for Andrade. So you put Weili in that same situation, that's not happening. So I get it. Like, congrats, you didn't get punched, but Andrade was barely throwing in that fight. She was so scared of a takedown. Just the fight IQ was gone. I can't bet on like an Andrade win 2 years ago. She also beat Montana De La Rosa, who was not it either. She beat Nina Nunes, who ain't it. And she beat Esparza and Grasso 7 years ago. Not one person is picking Weili. She's had 5 fights in the last 7 years. Hasn't fought in a year and a half because of a knee injury. Watch me get this pick wrong. But guys, y'all are funny. I can't do it. The odds are dead even too. I'm going Weili. I might bet my car on it. I'm going to be smoking on that Suarez pack that night, on God. And if you guys want to smoke on a Suarez pack with my new fighter lighters, you can get them for a small price of, how much are they? A 2-pack is $10. And you can smoke on a Suarez pack just like me. Weili's the pick, guys. Easy call. I'm not pick flipping on that. No one can convince me Suarez is winning. I don't want to hear it. DDP, Sean Strickland, the rematch no one wanted. DDP is the true African child. Every time I think of DDP, I think of Get Him to the Greek, where that guy is singing, "The real African child." You gotta love it. 22-2 for DDP. Sean Strickland 29-6. Very tough fight to predict. I know these guys fought before, but the cut on Strickland, you have to play that in the factor. It wasn't just Sean Strickland straight up. It was Sean Strickland with one eye. We have to consider that. And he only lost split decision. I did have to watch this fight back because I actually drunkenly fell asleep on my dog's bed because I'm a great host, guys. I had all my friends over to watch the fights. I was like, no, guys, you take the couch. I'll take the dog bed. And I drunkenly fell asleep. And I woke up like round 4. So I definitely had to rewatch this fight. Round 1, Sean was spazzing. And then after that, DDP kind of figured him out, changed his game plan. And I like that for DDP in this fight. And I like that fight IQ, how you can see something, change your game plan. As where Sean Strickland has one style, one game plan, DDP, like Sean Strickland's not going to shoot for a takedown. That is why he keeps saying to DDP, I dare you to make this a stand-up battle. I dare you. Because he doesn't want to go to the ground, bro. His knees are busted. We'll talk about that in a second. Sean's got no knees. He's an Usman. But like I said, round 1, Sean looked amazing. Then after that, like, he was in the fight, but it was DDP, guys. I don't even know how this was split. I'm gonna be honest with you, but that's just me. I like the change up in game plans for DDP. We spoke about that. DDP 9 KOs, 11 subs, 2 decisions. This guy loves finishes. 20 finishes. That's insane, and 2 decisions. He's on a 10-fight win streak. Almost a finish streak, but that's not true. 10-fight win streak. He beat Till by sub, Brunson KO. The Whitaker KO was nasty. I had Whitaker day and night for that. Beat Strickland and then got the belt against Izzy. Got the belt from Strickland and then, what's the word I'm looking for? Retained his belt against Izzy. Izzy was kind of winning that fight. We do have to keep that in mind, but hey, this is the one time I've won a straight bet in a while. I bet on DDP. I put $75, and I did it, boys. I did the impossible. Super weird style, DDP, but it works. He's so weird that it works, so you can't hate it. Well-rounded in the sense where he'll stand and bang. He'll get it to the ground, so I like that for DDP. Strickland, 11 KOs, 4 subs, 14 decisions. Let's see what we got. I don't know what the hell she just texted me. Been in the UFC for 10 years for Sean Strickland. It's pretty demon. Definitely a vet. Like I said, used to wrestle more, but he blew his knees out in a motorcycle accident, so that's why he just stand and bangs the whole time. Very unique style, too. Like, just dog walked Izzy. Lost $500 of profit for that night. That's when I stopped betting on Izzy. Hence why you saw me bet on Imavov this past weekend. Easy call. It's my get back. He beat Imavov, beat Izzy, styled on Paulo Costa, but he doesn't have the finishing ability that DDP does. I'm not betting on DDP to get a finish, but the pick is DDP, guys. But I will say I have it 50-50. It's a 50-50 fight. Maybe it's like 55 for DDP, 45 for Strickland, just because of the takedown ability. The odds are a little juiced, though. Minus 200 for DDP. I don't like that. I think it's like more of a pick 'em. But I'm going DDP, guys. I'm going DDP. Am I happy about it? Not really. Not really. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. After watching that last fight back, I'm okay picking DDP. It's just what hurts my soul is it's Sean Strickland, and he's difficult. He's difficult. And now, guys, those are all the picks. We're going to dive in. I'm going to hit you guys with 2 7-leg parlays. One is $4 to win $112. The other is $5 to win $146. The first one, we got Kody Steele, Tafa, Topuria, Weili, DDP, Borschev, and I went against the grain here for y'all. I put Gabriel Santos, even though I don't believe in that. And that was $4 to win $112. The main reason I did that is because I got Jenkins on this one. This one, Kevin Jousset, Kody Steele, Cong Wang, Borschev, DDP, Bellato, Jack Jenkins, 5 to win from 146. If you guys like either of those, you saw it here first, 2 little 7 legs. I'll be dropping more in the members only section. Just give me some time. All my props really don't drop officially till Friday. So we got to watch the weigh-ins. We got to do my props video, and then we'll dive in. If you guys do want to join the members only section, feel free to. And that is it, guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Like, subscribe, comment. Mainly comment. I want your lock. I want a sketchy 3-leg. And with your lock, tell me why, too. I want to know why. And if you guys are going against my picks, tell me why. Because I can learn from y'all. Y'all can learn from me. Appreciate y'all. I'll be back. Peace.